On a slow morning at Station 51, paramedics John Gage and Roy DeSoto sit talking over a cup of coffee.
I hear you want to sell that old jalopy of yours, Roy.
I wouldn't call it a jalopy, and it's only 5 years old.
Only 5 years old?
Listen, Johnny, the car runs like a clock. The only reason I want to sell is my wife wants me to get a new one. She thinks it looks too old and beat up.
It's a wonder she doesn't want to get rid of you, too. You've been looking a little beat up yourself lately.
Now, you listen here, you...
Squad 51. Bank guard shot at California National Bank branch at 5th and Hollywood. 5th and Hollywood.
Squad 51, 10-4 dispatch.
Proceeding at top speed, Squad 51 soon reached the scene of the bank robbery. A bank guard frantically waves them inside.
Hurry, Joe's in there. He's hurt bad.
The wounded man was propped up against the teller's cage.
Roy, it's a stomach wound. He's lost a lot of blood.
I'll get his vitals. You check for other injuries.
He's been shot in the leg, too. The shin bone's fractured. Compound. Call Rampart.
Rampart emergency, this is Squad 51.
Squad 51, this is Rampart.
We've got a gunshot victim here. Male, age 55, abdominal gunshot wound and compound fracture of the right shin bone, also gunshot.
Do you have vitals, 51?
Pulse, 145. Respirations, 34. Blood pressure, 85/50. Victim is semi-conscious and in great pain.
IV normal saline solution with 10 milligrams of MS. Have you set the fracture?
Working on it now. Tourniquet applied already.
Good. Monitor blood pressure continuously. Sounds like he's in shock. I'll send an ambulance immediately. ETA 8 minutes.
In the almost deserted bank, Gage and DeSoto kept a careful watch on their patient, making him as comfortable as they could.
Get that IV pole higher.
Joe?
After what seemed a century of waiting, pushing their way through the crowd outside the bank, Squad 51 helped get their patient into the ambulance.
Poor Joe. They thought he was going for his gun. All they got was a couple of $100. Is it worth a man's life?
He'll be all right, mister. We got to him in time.
I sure hope so. Joe's a real nice guy.
But Squad 51 had little time to think about their last patient.
Squad 51. Female hit-and-run victim at 631 Sand Lane. Cross Street, Albert. That's 631 Sand Lane.
Squad 51, 10-4 dispatch.
Squad 51 roared to a stop near a small crowd gathered around a young woman lying in the street.
Let us through. Let us through, please.
Give us room, folks. We're paramedics.
Thank heavens you're here.
Where do you hurt?
It's my back. It hurts so much.
What happened, miss?
This car, it came out of nowhere. I couldn't get out of the way.
Did you get the license number?
No, it happened so fast.
Did anyone see this happen?
I did, mister. This car, an old jalopy, well, it come whipping around the corner. It hit her and sent her up into the air 20 feet, maybe. Then it took off without even slowing down. Well, she landed hard on her back. It was terrible.
It hurts. Please stop the pain.
We'll give you something very soon, but we need some answers. Where exactly does it hurt?
In the small of the back, just below my waist.
Can you move your arms?
I don't know. I'm afraid it's going to hurt.
Try to move your arms.
Like this?
Yeah, that's fine. Now, does it hurt any worse?
No, it's just the same.
Now, wiggle your fingers. That's fine. Just fine.
Please, something for the pain.
Now, we're almost through. Now move your legs.
I can't. They won't move.
Try.
I am trying. They won't move. Am I going to be crippled?
No. I don't think so. But we've got to get you to the hospital. Roy.
I'm way ahead of you. I've got a backboard and blanket, and Lopez is bringing some sandbags. Better keep her head still.
Hold that blanket.
Get it under her back. Come on.
Easy with that backboard, please.
Once the victim was safely settled on the backboard, DeSoto began to take her vital signs, while Gage checked for other injuries.
Looks like a couple of cracked ribs in addition to the back injury, Roy.
I've got her vitals.
Good. I'll call the data into Rampart.
Gage called Rampart Emergency and gave the data to Dr. Kelly Brackett.
She's got pain in the lower back and can't move her legs. Pupil reaction is negative and no bleeding from the nose or ears, so there's no apparent head injury.
Start IV with D5W.
10-4, IV with D5W. She's in a lot of pain, Rampart.
Give her 10 milligrams MS intravenously.
10-4, Rampart Emergency.
I'll get on it right away, Johnny.
It looks like a broken back, 51. Ambulance is on its way. ETA 5 minutes. Patient is to be moved very carefully. Be sure the ambulance knows that.
10-4, Rampart Emergency.
Before long, the ambulance arrived, and Squad 51 was back on the way to its station. For the time being, things looked quiet. Gage and DeSoto were in the kitchen, eating.
Well, How are you doing on selling your car, Roy?
I put an ad in the paper a few days ago.
Any bites?
Well, I got this guy coming in tonight to look the car over. He's the only one so far.
Lots of luck, buddy. You're gonna need it with that old wreck.
That night, Roy DeSoto had a visit from his prospective buyer.
Hi, my name's Wills. You the guy who's got a car for sale?
Yeah, I'm Roy DeSoto. Let's go out back to the garage. I'll show it to you.
What are you asking, Mr.
DeSoto. I'm asking $1,500.
It's a deal. I'll take it.
Wait a minute. You haven't even seen the car.
Don't have to. You gave the make, color, year, and model in your newspaper ad. I know what it looks like.
But you haven't looked under the hood or driven the car? How do you know I'm not trying to sell you a lemon?
Oh, well, I don't know. You look like an honest guy. How about it? I can pay you cash right now.
I don't know.
Look, I'll make it $2,000. How about it?
No deal, Mr. Wills. Something's funny about this whole business.
Okay, I'll make it $2,500. That's my last offer. That pile of junk probably isn't worth more than $1,000 anyway. How about it?
I said no deal.
Dumb turkey. I make him a great offer, and what does he do?
K641W. Letting you write that license plate number down. Hey, the car he was driving was the same color, year, and model as mine. Yeah, he's up to something, that's plain. I'm reporting this whole bit to the police.
Late the following afternoon, at Station 51,
Well, you were right, Roy. That guy Wills was up to something.
What was it?
He was the hit-and-run driver who almost killed that girl we worked on yesterday. Paint chips found on her clothes matched scratches on his car, and there was a big dent in the fender.
Hey, I get it. He planned to buy my car and substitute it for his own. Then he'd get rid of his old car and there'd be no evidence of the hit and run.
I knew nobody but a crook would ever want that old wreck.
Now, hold on. There's nothing wrong with that car.
That's what you say.